Happy New Year from your favorite feral film critics! Let's get together this week to talk about a 90s classic, the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap. Will Lorelle and I be charmed by this little switcheroo flick, or would we rather be permanently separated from it forever? Join us on this week's episode of Effing It Up.
I'm on too much cough medicine for this crap.
Which should make you more entertaining. Let's go, Lorelle!
Nothing's funnier than drugged up hosts.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I did say it in the last episode. I didn't include it, but I said that we should record an episode drunk at some point.
Oh my word.
Because I think that'd be really funny. But don't worry, I'll just have you sleep over here.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not going to put you, I'm not going to endanger you for the podcast.
Okay, that'll be when we watch the next Twilight movie.
Welcome back to Effing It Up, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2023. It's really just gotten better from 2020, hasn't it? We've only been able to go up.
So many great things have happened already this year.
Yeah. Once again, for the sake of transparency, we're recording this in December, so we're just hoping that 2023 is going to start off with a bang.
We're manifesting.
Yeah.
A good bang.
Good bang, not like insurrection. We'd rather not have this year. I might have to cut that out. All the Andrew Tatigans are gonna show up on my doorstep.
You asked for it.
I did. Well, because I'm a woman, I'm asking for it. Just in by
general.
existing.
Yeah.
Such
a spicy taste.
That was a spicy little intro.
Completely irrelevant. But...
I was like, what should we talk about this week? We're talking about Lindsay Lohan's The Parent Trap. Yes. So obviously I have to open this with a joke about January 6th, Capitol riots, politics, and Andrew Tate and me being murdered because I'm a woman.
Yeah, I think that's really relevant to the topic of our podcast.
It is.
And the brand that we're building.
Because that is the opposite of this movie, because this movie, I think, worked very hard to create this feeling of safety for its watchers.
Yeah.
And our world is the opposite of a safe place, so.
I mean, Dennis Quaid's smile did not make me feel safe.
Oh, no, it did not. But anyway... Lorelle, because I have decided that this is a good thing to add into the podcast, once again, I'm going to do a baby summary of the film.
Baby.
That's
a good idea.
A little wee baby.
For the people out there like you who haven't seen this film.
Okay. I watched the Haley Mills version, so the original Parent Trap. So I'm better than you.
What? Hold your horses. Hold those ponies. Pretty sure I saw that one too. Is it in black and white?
No. Does
she get her dress snipped off at some point?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have seen that. So, who's the film expert now, Maya?
It was always you. In the words of Adam Levine, it was always you.
Put those words away. Let Adam have those words. Gross.
Swallowed my words right back down. They tasted really bitter.
You're doing your Smeagol bit again, and I don't approve.
Are you sure?
No, I love it.
If I can entertain you, that's the real reason I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you not entertained?
Yes. Send help.
She's on a lot of drugs right now.
I'm on a lot of drugs, a lot of cough medicine. I can't keep up with Maya.
Well, it's just because It's just because I take an absurd amount of immune system boosters because I have a fear of getting sick now.
That's smart of you.
It's smart, but at some point I just need to accept that the human body is fallible and I will inevitably get a cold at some point.
I don't know. Bionic woman, $10,000 woman or whatever. That's what, I think you can improve on the design.
I might be cutting a lot of things out of the podcast.
That's fine. I'm just vibing, man.
You're just straight vibing. That NyQuil vibing.
This is podcast jazz over here, guys.
We're making music in random and erratic.
I love it. We're in the streams of like imagination.
I didn't do drugs for this podcast. This is just how I am.
What I really feel like I need right now is those colorful glasses from like the 70s.
Yes.
The circle.
Like Matt Murdock?
Yeah. Like Matt Murdock. And maybe mine could be green.
Charlie.
Holy.
Okay,
Yeah, summary.
coming out of my happy place now.
Yeah.
So, to summarize briefly,
Yes.
the Parent Trap, the Lindsay Lohan 1990-something version, I think it was 1998. I really didn't look this one up beforehand because I felt pretty good about my knowledge of it, and I'm regretting it now.
The less research, the better.
Anyway, two adorable twin girls meet at summer camp and realize that they're actually twins who were separated at birth by their parents. Shenanigans ensue, and they decide to work together to romantically entangle their parents and get their parents back together.
A healthy message for children everywhere.
Yes, if you just emotionally manipulate and trick your parents who are divorced, you too can get the happy ending you desire. Disney.
It's terrible.
Anyway, Lorelle, any thoughts before we launch into our grading sheet?
Do the Foley thing.
It's upside down.
Do the rustle. Oh, it's beautiful. What were you doing with that paper?
I just know that you're worn out
snorting
because
on
you're
light.
sick and you're here supporting me and supporting our efforts to this
You're
podcast.
carrying your what's that?
I just decided to
Carrying
be
the weight of the podcast.
I just decided to be unhinged to alleviate the burden
Yeah.
of being funny for you.
I think
Because I know how hard it is for you.
because I really have to struggle.
Every morning, Lorelle wakes up.
I'm crushed.
Every morning you wake up and look in the mirror and just white knuckle the sink and go, I will be funny. You will be funny.
That's
We will all be funny.
all of my alternate. That's called a daily affirmation, Maya. I don't see I don't get the joke. I think that was, yeah.
You almost made me
accurate.
pee myself. Oh my god.
Oh no, this is so
See,
good.
even
This
at
is so good.
even at your lowest point, you just effortlessly pull out these little quips that are so much funnier than anything I could ever say.
Does it help that I'm saying them in a cold voice?
Yes!
Yeah, through the cough drop.
Because I'm just relying on bits at this point.
Yeah,
I'm basically I'm Chevy
support
Chase
that.
and you're Steve Martin. You're iconic and you don't even really have to try. Chevy
my
Chase,
gosh.
I have to try so
gosh.
hard
You're
that I
full of
end
it.
up being a racist, disgusting
Yeah.
old man.
She is full of it.
It's funny, but it's not funny.
It's
I'm
not funny.
I'm so
It's not funny.
I'm truly sorry for anybody who
Drop the Chevy Chase. We're
Yeah.
putting him away. He goes back into his box.
Yeah.
Back into the cedar chest. Closing that baby.
locking it,
Throwing away the key.
putting tape over the air hole.
Oh. Past the murder. Just this once.
Jumping into our
I have
grading sheets.
0 thoughts, so let's jump into the grading.
All right.
Please start us off, Maya.
All right. Category numero uno. Writing. Lorelle,
Yes,
do you want
Maya.
to take the lead on this bad boy, or I always
yeah.
make you take the lead on
I
writing.
don't care. I will take the lead on writing because I always make you take the lead on directing. So
It's
Unless
al-
you have
it's
stuff you wanna
almost
say.
it's almost like we recognize each other's strengths
Oh my gosh.
and play to them
oh my word.
because we're good co-hosts.
It's my ambition to be a terrible co-host, but I'll
Well,
have to keep working on it.
yeah, try a little harder because I have a little too much fun with you.
All right, so the writing, honestly, pretty solid. I think, like, you know, it's not the kind of movie I sit down to watch normally, but for what it is, it's really fun. So,
Yeah.
plot and pacing, completely like functional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't bored, and
No.
you know how hard it is, especially in the age of TikTok and just the way that we've kind of been programmed to not be able to focus on something for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Like a podcast, for example.
Like a podcast that's 40 minutes long. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Thank you. Tangential remarks.
Thank you for everyone who is tuned in, because I know in this age it is difficult.
It's difficult in any age.
Yeah. But anyway,
to listen to us.
I have a lot of trouble focusing on movies now and sitting down to watch a feature-length film.
Yeah.
This held my interest really well because it's so like light and playful and
it has fun.
Honestly, really charming.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah. I was shocked at how much I was enjoying it as we were watching it.
Yeah, the dialogue I thought was pretty solid. There were some funny moments.
There were really funny moments, and there were a couple of moments I was like, do people talk like that? But I think that's with every movie. Yeah, like, I think that's
there definitely were moments where it's like, it's not realistic, but it's still entertaining, so I'm like, I'm cool with it, like, whatever.
Yeah.
You gave me a fright.
You gave me a fright. Who says that?
I mean, the movie called her out for saying that, so.
Yeah.
I think we're just plowing on through this category list.
Yeah.
Onto characters.
What are your opinions on the characters?
Okay, I loved all of the characters except for the dad. I thought he was a terrible person, and he should not be a lead.
Honestly, he was... I know they wanted him to be, like, charming and handsome, and I was just like, no. No.
I felt like the mom at least displayed genuine emotions.
Yes.
And, like, showed some regret over separating the girls.
Yeah, and he was just kind of like... Not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm like, sir, those are literally your monkeys.
Those literally are your monkeys.
You created them. That is the definition of your problem.
I know. And, like, the thing is, both the mom and the dad were kind of like, oh, our daughters have been separated and never knew their other parent or each other. And, like, all of this, but we're going to meet up together, and it's going to be emotionally fraught for us.
For us, because this is about us.
This is about
the
us.
Mature adults in the situation.
The adults who created the situation.
I'm like the emotional intelligence between the two parents was just non-existent. And they kind of acted like, oh, we're so mature, we're so wise.
We're victims of this situation as much as anyone else.
And like, oh, we were so young. And I'm like, shut up, you dummies.
You dummies. You say, like, the emotional intelligence between the two of them was very minimal. Any emotional intelligence between the two of them was coming from the mom. The dad was offering 0% of that.
Yeah, which I'm just guessing is a metaphor for their relationship.
Yeah. I wonder why she threw a hairdryer at him.
Yeah, that's...
Although, to be fair, she's like, and you never came after me. Like, excuse me, he respected your decision to leave, and that was a negative mark.
Like, I was like, you guys.
You idiots.
And...
I'm not impressed with the parents.
Mm-mm. And... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about the real... I was going to say the real hero of this film.
Is it the...
Meredith.
Blake.
What
a wonder.
What a woman.
Best character introduction ever.
I was like, this lady is iconic. I totally get it now.
She is great.
I know a lot of kids grew up watching this movie, and this wasn't one that was in my rotation because I was watching the older one because I'm a weird little old soul.
She's a classic dame over here.
But Meredith is magnificent. I totally understood. I'm like, yeah, this movie is... I see how this movie was iconic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's really great as a villain because you love to hate her a little bit. But also you kind of get it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, she knows what she's about and she goes all in. She has no shame about it, and I support that.
Yeah. I really thought, in the older movie, I thought that the fiancé who played Meredith's mom in this film, which I thought was really fun.
Nice
I thought
touch.
she was much more villainous in the original one.
A lot more Cruella.
Yeah. Well, like, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen the film, but the Lindsay Lohan version ends with her getting dumped in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
And
the girls tried to murk her.
Trying to murk her. And she tells the dad, I'm breaking up with you. You gotta choose me or them. Yada, yada, yada. In the original film, she slaps both the girls in the face.
Oh, Don't even get me started on how the dad handled that breakup, because he was just like, ho ho, my girls are so whimsical and I choose them and you're kind of a moron. Like, he clearly feels no regret over the termination of this supposedly romantic relationship.
It's like, how long have you been dating? You were about to marry her, and you're just like...
Her. You were willing to put your daughter through emotional turmoil to marry this woman, and yet you clearly didn't care about her at all.
You're like, whatever.
Whatever. I've got another dame lined up.
She is ready to go. I have her in my back pocket.
So true.
I'm like, this
he sucks.
I'm like, this is unattractive. The devil may care has just made you into the devil.
Yeah. I did not like the dad's character. He'd be fine if he wasn't supposed to be the hero of the story.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I guess he's realistic as a character, but, like, a really crummy one.
Yeah. The absent father, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad is my best friend. He's amazing. I'm like, babe, he couldn't even tell that when you had switched places.
Can we talk about the fact that neither the parents knew? Like, the rest of the supporting cast could figure it out. Like,
but the
nanny,
parents?
the butler, the grandpa, they could all tell immediately. The dog?
The dog, I'm like, the mom, Elizabeth, I'm like, girl, you pushed both of them out of your hoo-ha. You can't figure out that they switched places?
Like, what is going on?
Like, your mother's intuition sucks.
They don't even have, like, the slightest whiff of suspicion.
No, right up until the very moment they reveal themselves. They're like, oh, yeah. Nothing's different.
Of all people, they're the ones who know that they have an identical twin.
Yes!
Out there. Like, it's not like, oops, sorry, I just smacked your phone.
Yeah, how dare you. Look at it. It's beautiful. Nothing...
I don't want to damage the art, you know.
You don't want to damage it any further.
Art, yeah. It's not like it was an alien shapeshifter where you have to figure out, you know, a la Star Trek or something like that this character isn't actually who they are. It's like, you know, there's an identical twin version of your child out there.
You wouldn't think that maybe even for a second that'd be a possibility.
And they suddenly are different in all these ways, and you don't... Anyway.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Whatever. Again, what grade did you give the writing?
I gave it a B. I did, Maya. I thought it was pretty good.
I also gave it a B.
Hey, look at us. In sync. Sorry, those are my germs now.
I'm facing my fear.
Please do it. That's like the Dwight way. Are we gonna skip over themes, though? Because, like, this movie must suck if you don't have both parents in your life. Or a mom and a dad.
Yeah, honestly, this film is so light and fluffy.
Yeah.
It was hard for my brain to even wrap around the idea that there were themes.
Yeah.
Like, I was just seeing it as a story.
That's fine. We can skip themes. I don't really feel like touching that anyway.
Yeah.
It's too deep for this podcast.
Honestly, too deep for this movie.
Yeah, too deep for this movie. They weren't thinking about it. They weren't like, maybe an orphan will watch this movie. Let's keep hammering home how important it is to have both parents. A mom and a dad, yeah. Or like a non-traditional family structure.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving past that, I'm not ready to go there.
I
need a psychologist to weigh in.
And we are both not psychologists.
We are highly qualified family psychologists. Children psychologists. Before we move on, I just want to say one thing that would have made this movie a lot more, like, interesting to me personally, and as we all know, all movies should be catered to my
Exactly,
tastes.
yes. You were right 100%.
They were going to remake this movie anyway, and I can't remember from the first one, but I'm guessing it's pretty similar. I'd love to see the middle class version of this, because I cannot
yes!
families.
I'm like, oh, you have a penthouse in London?
Yeah, right.
And a vineyard in Napa, California? What's that like?
And it's
What's it like to be so rich? You have the help.
And it's like, that's the only way that they can measure their success as people, is like to be exceedingly wealthy.
Yeah.
And not to even like go there, but I'm gonna go there. The fact that they like automatically had to pair up the quote help with each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's so gross. Like, you guys are opposite genders and you're in the same social class. Therefore, you are suited to each other.
Yeah.
Ew.
Would have been better if Chessie and Meredith ended up together.
Yeah, I agree.
Enemies to lovers.
Or even Chessie and the mom, frankly.
Yeah.
They would have been a good duo, I think.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Enemies to lovers, Chessie and Meredith.
It's just...
No, I've changed my mind.
Chef's kiss.
Wow, yes.
What a great trope.
And, like, Meredith learns to be a little more down to earth, and Chessie learns to value, maybe, herself. I don't know. She seemed like she valued herself pretty much.
Yeah.
What does Chessie need to learn? She seems perfect.
Chessie doesn't need to learn anything. She needs to fix everybody else.
She does. She's perfect, right? She's like the fairy godmother.
She really is.
She just gets to live in style.
We stand Chessie in this household.
Yeah, we do. She was the best character, I think, easily.
Yeah, I liked her very much.
Alright, I'm done. So.
Yeah! Podcast over.
Podcast over. We've said all we need to.
Skipping down to category number 2. What's category number 2? I forget.
Acting.
Acting!
That was good. I liked that.
It was a good save. It was really smooth.
I think it was more of like a dramatic pause to build tension than anything else.
Yeah.
The crescendo. Yes.
I'm so tired.
So if I let you take the lead on acting,
yes.
Do you have comments, thoughts?
I do. I wrote down a couple notes.
Fantastic.
I thought the casting was absolutely iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the dad I would have cast differently, because Dennis Quaid is very handsome, but he has a very villainous smirk.
He does have a
which
very like Joker smile.
Yeah,
like, that's not something he can help. But like,
he was giving me Jack Nicholson vibes, and I'm like, that's not who I want in this charming family film. I don't want Jack Nicholson anywhere near a charming family film.
The safe, cozy vibes kind of evaporated every time he grinned.
And he was like, yeah. I'm like, no, thank you.
Definitely some skeezy vibes.
Oh, yeah. I wrote here, Dad gives me the ick.
You also, that was like the first thing you said before we even like got anywhere into the film.
I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I really just don't have any complaints with the casting. Like, I felt like everybody had very good chemistry with each other. Mm-hmm. And, like, the delivery, the physicality, like, I was fully immersed in the movie, in the world of the movie. And it helped that it wasn't, like, extremely big name actors. Like, it was Lindsay Lohan as a child. Like, it didn't feel like I was being like, it's Robert Downey Jr. Like, I was like, yes, these people are who they say they are, and they relay it very convincingly. Like, the level of acting, especially from the child actors, Lindsay Lohan absolutely is
incredible,
magnificent.
Yeah,
she's so good. She's so cute. She's so charming. She plays both roles like so uniquely. Like, I completely felt that they were two different identical twins.
I know. I was like impressed with the level of acting from such a young actress, and like she even does her British accent pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I wasn't mad at it, and you know how quick we are to get mad at British accents.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not British, so maybe a person from England would have something more to say.
I have class, and you don't.
And you don't. But even when she said, oh my god, like, she gave it a different inflection with the different... I was like, I didn't even know that would have an accent.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just cool. It was funny. Yeah.
I think if I changed anything, I would replace the actor who plays the butler. He's very good.
He is good.
But I would replace him with Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Just for fun.
You did say that, and that
was
magnificent.
Just for fun. Not because the other actor did a good, poor job. He was very good, but... Tim Curry would be very fun in this movie.
You're right. Like, the cast had really good chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I would change is that there doesn't need to be a romance between the butler and between the...
Oh, yeah. That was so pointless.
It was so pointless.
They easily would have worked together. Like,
yeah, they could just be, like,
buddies.
Partners in crime.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'd rather see them get into non-romantic shenanigans.
Yeah. For crying out loud, how many romances do we need in one movie, Lorelle said. Isn't one enough to suffer through?
Lorelle protested heavily to the romance in this movie. It would have been better if they never met ever again.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't write down any notes for acting except pretty good actress about Lindsay Lohan.
As you can see, we really put all the time and all the effort into this one.
No, but I did like the casting. I thought it was good. I just wasn't like... I thought the mom was a really good actress. I really liked her performance.
Yeah.
Like, they
she
wrote
was
her
very
character.
charming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, girl, I wanna hang out and design wedding dresses with you.
Right? I want to hang out with Meredith, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meredith would definitely be the friend that pressures you into taking more shots.
Yeah.
And then takes an embarrassing video of you and posts it on her Instagram and then says like, what do you mean? I thought it was funny. Like, Meredith is definitely a
Philadelphia girl.
I don't know what the word is. She's not a pick-me girl because she's
feel
not
like-
I'm not like other girls. She's very
No.
much like other girls, which I think is
Yeah.
a fun part of her character. But I don't know, there's something about her that makes me think that she would just be that friend that pressures you into doing things
Meredith
that you don't want to
is
do.
that friend at work where, like, when you don't know each other, you're the new employee and you want to smack talk someone. She's like, I don't know them very well. And then as soon as you're friends, she just dishes all the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of,
Yeah.
the vibe.
Like, she's toxic, but, like, in a fun way.
Toxic, but in a, like, clever way.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows her stuff. She's
Yeah.
not just gonna indiscriminately be
Yeah.
toxic.
Meredith
She'll
is...
choose her toxic.
She's in her villain era. Her entire life, though. It never ends.
I love it. Oh, she's great. Anyway.
What grade did you give? Acting!
After you hyped it up so much, I feel bad saying it was a B-, but I just wasn't, like... It was really good. It was really functional, but other than, like, the mom and Lindsay Lohan, I wasn't, like... I don't know.
Yeah.
Blown away. But it was good. It was good. It was good.
Oh,
and Meredith, of course.
I gave it an A- because I think I was just impressed.
No, you were right. The more you talked about it, I was like, I should have rated this higher.
No, I
but
think
it's
you're...
an ink now.
You're... I agree with
I'm committed.
I agree with you. I think I was impressed at how good it was. Like, I think my expectations were a little bit low, which... No hate to
watched the original.
no hate to anybody who liked this movie, but
from
again,
1912.
they didn't have cameras in 1912, Lorelle.
Maybe not.
Not movie cameras. Gosh.
You're gonna fact check me. I'm gonna fact check your fact checking.
I heard you were talking some smack.
Maya doesn't watch films unless they're in black and white.
Which is ironic considering anybody who watches this podcast.
Oh. Yeah, she adds like 5 points of class to our podcast by
I
putting
don't
it in
watch
black and white.
podcasts unless they're in black and white either.
Smart. She only watches our podcast.
That's accurate. That's kind of accurate. I listen to most podcasts.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Effing it up and now on YouTube.com.
Shall we move on? Let's
We
breeze on past.
shall. That was a bad.
Was it Madeline Kahn?
No, that was a bad British accent. I was just trying to. I was just trying to do Annie.
We shall. I can't do any. I cannot do any
We
impression. There it is.
Shall. All she does. Well, this is
You're
because.
freaking gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. I can only do that because I took voice lessons and I learned how to do
Man.
the head voice. So that's where you kind of like.
I want to take voice lessons.
You project it all into the front of your face. I don't know how to explain it well, but it's
I don't
just
know
like
how
a head voice. Like it's
love it.
the same way you would do a falsetto when you're singing. Like, oh!
I can't sing either, so.
Well, not with a gallon of NyQuil in you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the cough medicine.
I think you can do anything you put your beautiful little mind to. Category number 3, visuals.
Visuals.
So now it's your turn to take the lead, Lorelle.
Dang it.
We're
Okay,
taking
visuals.
turns.
Visuals. I'll start with costumes. Because I hated those little pantsuits she kept wearing.
That
Not
was-
pantsuits, the dress suits.
I have that on there too.
Very, I guess. See, I don't know if anyone in England actually wears this, but in movies they always do. Like
Yeah.
the posh upper class.
They all like.
Why are you putting your children in that? It looks
Yeah.
extremely uncomfortable and difficult to maneuver in.
Yeah, she doesn't look happy in her little dress
Yeah,
suit.
try climbing a tree in that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
She's a nice little pair of overalls.
Yeah.
Just like Boo Radley.
just who is Boo Radley? Why does that sound familiar?
From To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh.
He's the neighbor. I should have said like Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird, but I said Boo Radley because for some reason that was like in my head.
That was like from Tuck Everlasting or something.
Yeah,
What? All his classic American novels. You read one, you read them all. We get it.
You're not
Americans
wrong.
are poor. All right. Well, not anymore.
Well, that's why she's wearing a pantsuit, Lorelle, because she's rich.
Yeah, she's rich enough.
Poor
to
people
afford
don't get
clothes.
it.
Yeah. Hated it. But
The
Meredith's
rest of the
clothes
costumes?
were great. Meredith, that hat in her introduction when she like looks up perfect for her. And
Yes,
the character.
the red lip.
The red lip. Like, you establish her character in 0 seconds. So props to that. Like,
honestly, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
I loved the costuming that the mom had too. It was such a nice contrast between her and Meredith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the whole idea was that Meredith looked so put together, but the mom was also very put together, but the mom's looks were effortless.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that was, I think, a very subtle detail. It's not like they were polar opposites in their fashion. It was just how they styled themselves.
Yeah. And, like, the mom, I think, is supposed to be more down to earth, probably.
Yeah.
And more approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, like, overall, the fashion is not my style, but it was definitely appropriate for each of the characters.
Yes.
And, like, very much served its function to a T, so, yeah.
I was just impressed by... I was just impressed by the level of detail in the film.
Yeah.
Like, everything, again, it was like you forget you're watching a movie because you're immersed in the world of it. Like, everybody did their job so well. And, like, I enjoy saying bad things about movies more than I saying good things about movies, but I think I was just impressed at how enjoyable and charming it was. Like, it was just a lovely little film.
It was a lovely little film. Yeah.
I have more complaints, but actually I don't know if I do. I think I might have lied. I'm sorry, guys.
We'll come up with some. We'll come up with a few.
I'll make something up.
Yeah. Sets were pretty lovely. I really liked the contrast between, like, the American vineyards, rolling fields, horseback riding, like, California mountains, and then, like, the England, like, urban, but, like, very British in a way, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what the set designer thought looked British, and I agreed as a viewer.
As an American viewer.
As an American viewer, I was like, yeah, that's England.
Oh, that looks like England to me.
Based on my extensive experience.
Based on having never been in England.
Having never set toe.
Across the pond.
Across the pond. But I especially love the grandfather's study.
Oh, that was magnificent.
I just wanted to, like, chill in that room, hang out. Oh my word, I'm done with visuals. Is there anything you'd like to
Nope, let's just give our grades.
Oh, yes. B from me.
B from me.
Hello. We're so in sync.
We've only disagreed on one grade so far.
Yeah, wow.
And
let's go.
That, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to category number 4.
Directing.
I don't know why people are listening to this, but I'm just glad they are.
Because they want us girly. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't be allowed in here.
Neither of us should. No one should have given us microphones, Lorelle.
Oh my word, please take the lead on this one, Maya.
Category number 4 is directing. So we are in my wheelhouse, baby.
Yes,
baby.
Maya's wheelhouse.
So the director is actually one of my favorites. This film was directed and also partially written by Nancy Meyers.
Oh yeah, you like squealed and I was like, I have no idea who that is.
She directed The Holiday, which...
I haven't seen it.
It's actually one of the few rom-coms that I really enjoy. Because very similar to this one, it is just very wholesome and very sweet. It's definitely better than this one. Sorry, everybody, but The Holiday's better than The Parent Trap. I'm sorry. But she's just very good, and I think just her experience living life as a woman comes through the screen, and just kind of like how unique the female experiences are in this film. Like, these girls at the all-girls camp, like, they're doing weird shit.
Oh my word, we didn't even talk
about that, but
that was a hoot.
They were doing weird shit. They were fencing. They were playing poker. Like, Nancy woke up and said, yeah, girls can do anything. And, like, that's kind of just conveyed in this film. Yeah. Like, it's like they live in this beautiful world that kind of exists without sexism, because it's like everybody is just, all these different women are just doing their thing exactly the way they want to do it. And I kind of just appreciate that.
Yeah. When I was a kid and I watched this movie, the whole sequence of them at camp was definitely my favorite.
It's so fun.
Particularly the sabotage sequence I was saying, like, when they go to the camp and they just, like, destroy it.
Yeah.
Terrible behavior, but I loved it.
In the original one, they're a little bit older. I think they're, like, 13, 14. Okay. So in the original movie, they have a scene where these boys come from a neighboring boys camp, and they have they have a dance scene,
and that's where she cuts her dress.
Yeah. So I think that this was more fun in that it was 11-year-olds, and they're just at a camp, and the only romance that matters is not any romance between, like, these 11-year-olds and, like, other 11-year-old boys. It's just them getting to be kids and having fun and getting their parents back together. It's like it's really made for kids. Like, that's I think the point of it.
Yeah, it's a fun kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so right.
I went off on a huge tangent there.
Well, and I kept trying to push you off further, so.
You wanted to lead me off a cliff?
I wanted to help you right off of a cliff.
You'll help me. Help me right off of a cliff.
Hey, she knows what's up.
She does. She got their number. Meredith Blake said.
You know what? I think those girls grow up to be Merediths themselves. That is completely the vibe.
Yeah, because that's exactly how she would have been as a child.
That's how she was as a kid. That's why she knew.
Yeah, she's like,
she knew them so well.
She's like, these girls are ruthless and aggressive, and I know what's going to happen to me.
We need the Meredith's backstory where she was doing the exact same shenanigans as an 11-year-old.
Yeah. I love it.
We love it. Yes. Anything else about directing?
Nah. It was just good. Well done, Nancy. Good. I had a really good time.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. Laura was saying something interesting earlier where we were talking about how it's kind of difficult to critique movies that we actually just genuinely enjoy. So it's hard for us to come up with material as much. But how did you say it? You said it really well.
Well, I won't remember how I said it, but thank you. I think that someone said it's easier to learn from bad movies than it is from good movies, because in a good movie, so many things have come together to make it work.
Yeah.
And when, it does work, it just feels natural, and, like, that's how it always would have been. It just kind of flows.
Yeah.
Everything's working together, and
it's just
together, and then in a bad movie, you can pick out parts where you're like, okay, that's the part that needed to be tweaked, or that's the part that needed to be fixed or worked on or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I said.
But I just think you're so right, because in a good movie, again, you're not thinking about it being a movie. You're just being entertained and being told a story. Yeah. So I think that's a testament to how good this actually was, because I went in kind of not expecting a whole lot.
Well, I have seen this movie, so for once I've seen a movie Maya hadn't. That was a trippy experience.
Yeah.
Not just the cough drops, guys.
But the other drugs, too.
Yeah, the other drugs. The drug of superiority.
Oh, my gosh.
No, but it was fun, because I knew I liked this movie, but it had been a long time since I saw it, so I kind of was like, just enjoying the ride, and, like, it's just a fun, like, as a kid watching this movie, it was such a hoot. Like, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
I just freaking loved it. Like, I wanted a fence. I wanted to, like, push people.
Yeah.
I wanted to put honey on people's pillows. Like a freaking
You still can, Lorelle.
I wanted to be locked in a cabin while a storm rages outside and I discover mysterious family secrets, Come on, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Loved it.
As far as live action Disney films go, I was incredibly impressed with this one.
Yeah.
I love some of the older movies from the Disney live action vault.
Yeah.
Not the new Disney live action ones, but we can come back to
both.
We can come back to those another time.
Man, I'm telling you, you gotta watch Werewolf at Night. I think you would like it.
I will
I
do.
keep trying to tell people
I'll
to
do
watch it.
whatever
It's so
you
good.
say, Lorelle.
Well, that'll be a first.
Anyway, guys, I'm sorry if this is a shorter episode and that disappoints you, but as we were talking about attention spans earlier, I feel like it's not. So I think I'll just wrap it up and close us out. Thank you, everyone who continues to listen to our podcast. We really appreciate you being here. We have a lot of fun doing these. I love getting to sit on the couch with Lorelle and watch good movies, bad movies, mid-movies, everything in between. So yeah, we had a really fun time with this one. Shout out to Hannah for suggesting it. We appreciate you very much. You can come to the pickup window and get coffee and talk to me about things that you would change on this podcast anytime. We love you forever.
Yeah, keep recommending us movies, guys.
Oh, we love it. We're having so much fun doing this.
Especially Hannah, we love you extra.
Yeah. Just a little bit more than everybody else. So anyway, from here in Maya's house in Pennsylvania, Lorelle and I are telling you today to keep it feral.